So today we're going to have a little look at powers and roots. So first we're going to have a look at powers. Now this here, don't worry if this kind of doesn't make sense to you, it's very abstract. So if I've got this and that says a to the power of n, that means a multiplied by itself n times. Okay, so if I had, for example, 5 squared, that means 5 multiplied by itself. And there's 2 5s there, 5 and 5, okay? So 5 squared is 25. If I have 2 squared, that means 2 times 2. So there's 2 2's there multiplied by themselves, that's 4. 3 squared means 3 times 3. So there's 2 3's there multiplied together, which is 9, okay? Same goes for any number, so 4 squared, that's 16. 7 squared, that's 7 times 7, 49. 10 squared, that's 10 times 10, 100. And the reason it's called squared is because imagine for 2 squared, imagine if I drew a square that was kind of 2 blocks by 2 blocks, and that's going to have 4 little squares in it. 2 squared is 4. Same goes for 3. So if I've got kind of a 3 by 3 squared, it's going to have 9 little squares in it, so 3 squared is 9, okay? And you may be wondering why I've got a picture of a Rubik's Cube, because you can have cube numbers as well, okay? So 3 to the power of 3, I write this power of 3 as 3, I would say it as 3 cubed, okay? Because think about the Rubik's Cube, I know this isn't how Rubik's Cubes work, but it kind of looks like it's a 3 by 3 by 3 up the way cube, okay? And it looks like I've got kind of 3 times 3 is 9 cubes on the bottom. Add on 9, 3 lots of 9 is 27, and that's exactly what 3 cubed is. Okay, 3 times 3 times 3, so I've got 3 3's. So like 2 cubed means 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, and if I drew a cube, and it was all, oh sorry, my drawing's not very good. You can imagine, sorry, if I was better at drawing it would be clearer. So I've got 2 times 2 is 4 on the bottom, 2 times 2 is 4 on the top, 2 4's are 8. There's 8 little cubes making up that bigger cubed, okay? And you know, I can have anything here, like 5 cubed, that means 5 times 5 times 5, 5 times 5 is 25, times by 5 again, 125, okay? And you can have any power really, so you could have 10 to the power of 4, and that means 10, sorry you can hear my dog crying in the background. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, that's 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Okay, or you could have 2 to the power of 5, that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 again is 32. Okay, so that's how powers work, okay? And let's have a look now at roots, because a root is the opposite of that. Let's just get some more space. Why is this not scrolling down? Oh, there we go. So roots are kind of the opposite of powers. Okay, so when we think about our squared numbers, I've got 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 2, 3 squared, what am I saying? 2 squared is 2, 2 squared is 4, and now I'm writing a cube, my goodness. 3 squared is, oh the pen's going, I'm going to blame the pen, pen's going funny. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared 16. Now the opposite of this is to square root. So the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. Now, if I asked you what's the square root of 81, you'd be thinking to yourself, this is something, and that something times something is 81, okay? Must be 9, right? Okay, so the square root of 36, I'm thinking, what multiplied by itself gives me 36? Oh, the answer is 6. These are square roots, so that undoes squaring. It's the inverse process to squaring, but I can also have a cube root. So I could have the cube root of 27. And for this, it's a question mark, where question times question times question, that gives me 27. Now it must be 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times by 3 again, 27. I could ask what's the cube root of 8, because we had a look at that already, and it's 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 would give me 8. Okay, and I can have any root at all, really, so I might say, what's the 6th root of 1,000,000? I'm thinking, what can I times by itself 10 times, and I get 1,000,000. I'm looking at it and it's like, oh, it's got 6 zeros, so it must be 10. 10 times itself 6 times would give you a number with 6 zeros like that. Okay, so that's what squares and roots are. Okay.